Tonight on CTV News at 5.
I need to take care of my skin for as long as I possibly can.
Save your skin. Now that it's officially summer, a reminder to protect your largest organ. And how would you like to go on an island escape? Find out how to win a fun-filled vacation for two to PEI.
So people come in, they may be a little bit nervous, but they usually leave with a different form of confidence.
Plus, hanging around, we'll get into the swing of things during suspension yoga.
And more clouds move in tonight ahead of a rainy Tuesday for the Maritimes.
Live from the Maritimes News Center, this is CTV News at 5.
Good evening and welcome to CTV News at 5. I'm Maria Penopales. Thank you for joining us. First at 5 tonight, a burning issue. Skin cancer is the most common cancer in Canada. In fact, according to the Canadian Skin Cancer Foundation, there are more new cases each year than breast, prostate, lung, and colon cancers combined. On this first full day of summer, CTV's Derek Haggett joins us with an important reminder. Hi, Derek.
Maria, today is the start of the summer break for students here in New Brunswick. School is out and kids and parents are heading to the parks and the pools. Now, it was nice here today, but not super hot, but it sure was sunny. It's splash pad and pool season once again, and parents are coming prepared.
Absolutely, it's always a yes for us for sunscreen. Certainly with the UV that can be high. So
we put sunscreen on the kids when the sun is out, especially in the summertime. So we have stuff on her face, and usually it's SPF 50.
Usually sunscreen. She has her sunglasses and a nice hat because we spend a lot of time at the beach and at water parks.
I believe that I need to take care of my skin for as long as I possibly can. I like the heat, so I'm fairly confident that I could stay in the heat a long time, but I would reapply the lotion for sure.
Some staggering statistics. The Canadian Medical Association Journal predicts over 11,000 Canadians will be diagnosed with melanoma this year.
You know, we know that cigarettes cause cancer. They're bad. We don't smoke them. We tell our children not to smoke them. And yet tanning causes more cases of cancer every year than smoking.
Canadians are spending more and more time in the sun, and skin cancer rates are rising every year.
30 people are diagnosed with melanoma in Canada every single day, and 3 people die. Like you said, the majority are caused by UV rays from the sun and can be prevented if we just practice better sun safety.
The Save Your Skin Foundation has more than 100 sunscreen dispensers across Canada, including here in the Maritimes.
You really should have your sunscreen year-round. You should be applying it in the morning. For women, you should be applying it under your makeup. You should have it in your car, in your purse, but especially in the summer.
For young people, I'll say that, the tan lines and tanning for some reason has come back as a trend. And people think of the tan as beautiful. They don't understand necessarily that it causes cancer.
The Save Your Skin Foundation says people are likely to receive about 80% of their lifetime sun exposure before they turn 19. And they say no tan is a safe tan. Maria.
Thank you, Derek. CTV's Derek Haggett for us in Moncton. That actually brings us to tonight's web poll. We are asking, do you wear sunscreen? These are your options. Yes, all year round. Or yes, when it's hot and sunny. Or no, I don't wear sunscreen. Just go to ctvnewsatlantic.ca to weigh in and to see the latest poll results. Todd Batt is standing by now with a look at the day's headlines. Hi there, Todd.
Maria, trouble for me if I don't have sunscreen on all the time.
Some of us a bit more susceptible than others, for sure.
That's right. Coming up at 6 o'clock, May's inflation rate is at its highest level in more than 2 years. To blame, you guessed it, the price of energy, fuel in particular, gasoline going up all the time, it seems. At the pumps coming up at 6, we'll hear from those who are finding other consumer goods to becoming more expensive as well, and the burden it's placing on them. One of a kind, it's the only ship in the world like it. It can carry up to 5,000 tons of cargo, but that's not why we're showing you this vessel. It's a sailboat, in a way, a cargo ship like no other. We'll take you aboard tonight at 6. And tonight we will meet a recent graduate from the New Brunswick Community College who finished top of her class, received the Governor General's Medal, and was class valedictorian. And she did it all while battling an aggressive form of breast cancer. Her inspiring story tonight at 6. Kayla Mitchell is in the Weather Center with our first look at the current conditions, and they're looking pretty good.
Yeah, it's a mix of sun and cloud for today. Temperatures, aside from some coastal areas, pretty pleasant at this hour. They're mostly sitting in the low 20s, 20 to 24 degrees. A little bit cooler around the Atlantic coastline of Nova Scotia there. Some temperatures between around 14 and 18 degrees right now at Charlottetown as well as Grand Manan. Checking in on the winds, one of the reasons why it's a little bit cooler around the Atlantic coastline of Nova Scotia. Wind a little bit more onshore for that part of the Maritimes. They're mostly being sustained between around 10 and 20 kilometers per hour, getting a few gusts between 20 and 30, so pretty light wind by our standards. Here's a look at the cloud cover on satellite. So you can see we do have some broken cloudiness around the region. We've had a fair amount of cumulus clouds that have developed through parts of the Maritimes for today. Those are those white, fluffy looking ones. Sometimes when they get a little bit higher, though, and the bottoms darken a little bit, we can get some spotty pop-up showers from them. And that's exactly what's going on right now in some parts of the north of New Brunswick. There's even a small thunderstorm that's popped up around the northwest of the province, including around the Edmundston area, likely to be around over the next hour. But most of that shower activity is going to come to an end as we make our way through this evening, as we lose our daytime heating. But we do have rain on its way in. It's with this low pressure system. It's currently making its way through the eastern United States, going to be rolling up past Cape Cod. Rain moving into the Maritimes for tomorrow. And I'll talk more about that when I'm back a little bit later on. Maria.
Thank you very much, Kaylin. Right now, though, for many seniors, isolation can be a silent daily struggle. But as CTV's Maria Saru shows us, one library on Prince Edward Island is offering connection and companionship.
2 for 2. A hand of crib hits the table at the Seniors Cafe in the Charlottetown Library. For Noreen Hannes and others, it's a chance to step out of the house.
I live alone, it gets lonesome, and I always find friends here.
If cards aren't the draw, there's still something for everyone at the monthly meetup. Christine Young is making cornhole look easy.
I'm just finishing work a couple of years ago, so I want something to do, and I like activity, I like games, sports.
After the games, the seniors move to the kitchen for fruit and other snacks. Library technician Jillian Mahan says having company can help keep negative thoughts from spiraling.
A lot of it really is a chance to get out and socialize and meet other people in a safe and welcoming environment.
The need for connection reaches beyond this room. More than half of Canadians aged 50 or older experience loneliness, according to a report released by the National Institute on Aging this year. As the afternoon wraps up, the goal is for connections to keep going, and Hannes is hoping one friend will soon walk through the doors.
I'm looking forward to seeing if I can meet Denise again. We had a grand time talking.
For the first time, the Seniors Cafe will keep running through the summer. It'll be back here at the Charlottetown Library next month, giving Islanders another chance to get out, gather, and spend time together. Maria Saru, CTV News, Charlottetown.
Thank you, Maria. All right, time for our first break here on CTV News at 5. Still ahead, find out how to win a trip for 2 to PEI in our new Island Escape contest. The details are a little later. And coming up next, a story that'll really stick to your ribs.
I'm Derek Hagan in Moncton. Coming up on CTV News at 5, it's Father's Day. It's Ribfest. It's a family feast for Dad. I'll bring you all the sights and sounds of this weekend's Ribfest coming up.
It's nice and warm. It's a perfect day for a walk, and it's a perfect time to say Happy Scleroderma Awareness Month.
Scleroderma Atlantic's annual fundraiser took over DeWolf Park in Bedford, Nova Scotia this past weekend. Scleroderma is a rare chronic autoimmune disease that involves the hardening or tightening of the skin. The walk raises money and awareness for the condition. CTV is a proud sponsor of this event, and our very own Stephanie Sikos emceed this year. On to our next story here. Sunday was the 4th and final day of Moncton's Ribfest. CTV's Derek Haggett brought his camera and his appetite to capture the sights and sounds on Father's Day.
Barbecue ribs, chicken, brisket, beans, coleslaw, and cornbread. Live music and a bar, too. What more could a dad want on Father's Day?
No, it doesn't get any better than this. Coming out on a Sunday and hanging out with the family and getting some ribs, it's great.
No, this is what it's all about, making memories and having good food.
It's a nice experience to get out with them and get some good food and some barbecue and just a day out of the house.
This was the 12th straight year ribbers from across Canada and the U.S. made their way to Moncton. Another huge success despite some wet weather.
But you know what? We still had over 20,000 people, not counting today. So people love the ribs and they're coming out in droves.
All the money that we collect from our 50-50, the tips at the bar and at the door, go to our community fund. And our community fund supports the 16 programs and agencies that we support through Southeast New Brunswick.
1, 2, 3.
Long days for the pit crews, but you wouldn't know it from all the energy coming from behind the grill.
We find every local coffee joint, I'll tell you that, and a lot of Red Bulls. But in all seriousness, we're just so grateful to be here.
Not having to fire up the backyard barbecue made Sunday even sweeter for the dads.
It's nice somebody's running the barbecue for me today. It's nice.
Dad doesn't cook very often anyways.
So after doing all these interviews and watching other people eat ribs, I figured I'd get myself a treat because, well, it is Father's Day. Is everything in my face? No? I'm good? Derek Haggett, CTV News, Moncton.
And happy belated Father's Day to Derek as well. I'm glad he had a good one, obviously.
Smoky and mouth-watering.
Oh, yeah. That looked so good. Awesome. You know what else is nice? The weather this weekend. It had its ups and downs, but we did see the sun, and it was pleasant to be outdoors.
It's a mix of sun and some showers on the weekend. Had a few thunderstorms on Saturday in eastern areas of Nova Scotia. Today started off sunny with a little bit of cloud cover that developed in the afternoon, but here's a beautiful view from the Dingle Tower in Halifax earlier today. I'll have more on the forecast coming up next.
Welcome back. So we've got another great contest to tell you about. CTV and Northumberland Ferries want to send you on an island escape. One lucky viewer will win a fun-filled vacation for two on Prince Edward Island, including travel to and from PEI aboard Northumberland Ferries. We're also throwing in accommodations, dining, activities, and more. To enter, just go to ctvatlantic.ca or click on the QR code on your screen right now. We'll announce the winner on Friday, July 3rd. Can you believe that, Kaylin? July is coming. It's just around the corner, and what a prize this would be.
I find this time of the year always goes by so quickly, so you got to take advantage of many parts of the Maritimes if you can, including Prince Edward Island.
Yeah, absolutely. Another lovely day out there. A little cooler, though.
Well, here in Halifax, we were experiencing a little bit of a wind off the Atlantic Ocean waters. So around the Atlantic coastline, 14 to 18 degrees. Areas, though, sheltered out of that sea breeze to make it up to the low 20s for today. We're looking out here at a duck pond on the east side of St. John as we take a look at our sunrise and sunset times. Now, we do have a weather system that is on its way in. So barometric pressure, while on the higher side now, is going to be falling as we make our way through tonight into tomorrow. It's this low pressure system that's making its way through the eastern United States. As we move into the start of the day on Tuesday, it's going to be moving to a position around Cape Cod. And then eventually through Tuesday into Wednesday, it'll move up and along the Atlantic coastline of Nova Scotia and towards eastern areas of Newfoundland. But even before it does that, we will start getting into the wet weather from it here into the Maritime region. As we take a look at things on radar right now, there is a few pop-up showers around northern areas of New Brunswick and up and around the northwest, around the Edmundston area. Still a chance of a small, brief thunderstorm. Now, most of this is being driven by daytime heating, so as we lose that, as we go through our evening, most of those showers will be coming to an end. There will be a fair amount of increase in cloudiness, though, tonight for the Maritimes. Some fog patches developing, and during the overnight hours, maybe even some light rain or some showers that start in the southwest of Nova Scotia. And that's the beginning of the wet weather that will continue to fill in across the region moving through Tuesday morning. So expect it to be a little bit of a wet commute in western areas of New Brunswick and western areas of Nova Scotia. That's where the rain will arrive first before it progresses eastward throughout the day. And so for Tuesday afternoon, it's rain, drizzle, and fog around the Maritimes. Rain is expected to be a little bit lighter, maybe a little bit more intermittent by nature through northern areas of New Brunswick. Other parts of the Maritimes, though, like Nova Scotia and Prince Edward Island, will see some further periods of rain moving through Tuesday evening, night, and into early Wednesday morning before the main band of rain moves off towards the north northeast of us, and in behind it on Wednesday, there will be some scattered showers. Taking a look at winds in the forecast for tonight, they remain mostly out of the south. They're going to be on the lighter side. Tomorrow's winds during the day as well, out of the south and southeast, mostly sustained 10 to 20 kilometers per hour. Gusts pick up a little bit for Nova Scotia and Prince Edward Island, with some of those gusts peaking between 30 and 40 kilometers per hour. No big concerns with the winds for this weather system, but as we move through late Tuesday night, say towards midnight and into early Wednesday morning, because of the topography of the Cape Breton Highlands, northern Inverness County may, for a brief period of time during that overnight period, peak with some wind gusts between around 70 and 90 kilometers per hour. Taking a look at low temperatures in the forecast for tonight, fairly mild for the region, mostly in the range of around 10 to 14 degrees, between 8 and 12 in Cape Breton. High temperatures in the forecast for tomorrow for the province of New Brunswick, mostly between 16 and 20, 18 degrees for Charlottetown, Prince Edward Island, and high temperatures for Nova Scotia for tomorrow, mostly between 16 and 20 degrees. Let's take a look at Wednesday's conditions. So as I mentioned, the main area of rain will be on its way up into Newfoundland on Wednesday, but in behind it there will be some scattered showers. High temperatures on Wednesday are mostly expected to be into the high teens and low 20s, and then Thursday looks like it's going to be a mix of sun and cloud. All right, let's go over to our weather watcher for tonight. And tonight's weather watcher is coming in from 9-year-old Roman from Brookhouse Elementary. And Roman has sent us a drawing of, appropriately, walking in the rain, because that's what some people are going to be doing in the Maritimes tomorrow. Thank you, Roman. Great job. Weather watchers can come in to CTV Weather Watchers, P.O. Box 1653, Halifax, Nova Scotia, B3J 2Z4, or email kaylin.mitchell@bellmedia.ca. Maria.
Thank you so much, Kaylin. So an event in Halifax over the weekend put people behind the wheel of an electric vehicle. As CTV's Callum Smith reports, the price of gas has some drivers contemplating change.
If you didn't hear that, it's because it's an electric vehicle, and those are well on display here and ready for test drives.
We're funded by the Nova Scotia government to bring education and engagement opportunities all around the province.
All about EVs. Clean Foundation says Halifax Electric Avenue is a no-strings-attached event.
A lot of people are very curious about electric vehicles, but they don't necessarily want to go to a dealership yet to start talking about buying one.
As prices fluctuate, I mean, it's gotten ridiculous.
That's part of why Chad Stimson is considering moving from a plug-in hybrid to fully electric.
They're a little bit more expensive, but when you don't have to factor in oil changes, all that kind of maintenance, and gas, you're coming out way ahead. We save so much money with our plug-in hybrid that it's worth it.
For some, they still feel range anxiety, like one charge won't last them long enough. There's also a $5,000 federal rebate on EVs that cost less than $50,000.
I'm going to be looking for what makes financial sense to me, whether it's gas or I'm still a gas kind of person, but if it makes sense, I'll definitely switch over to electric.
And there's a compelling argument to be made, says this Tesla owner.
Original motors, original battery, no maintenance on any of that, 500,000 kilometers, mostly made of aluminum, so there's very little rust on it.
As for charging infrastructure, experts say that's greatly improved over time and that 90% of charging usually happens at home overnight.
Almost anywhere you go in the province, you're never more than 150 kilometers away from a charger.
And for those taking a longer trek,
a lot of people underestimate how much time they'll actually take on a pit stop during a road trip. They'll say, oh, 20 minutes sounds so long, but then you have to wait in line for the bathroom, and then you have to wait in line for your coffee, and then all of a sudden 20 minutes is actually feeling pretty short.
He says the cheaper end of EVs are in the range of $40,000. Callum Smith, CTV News, Halifax.
Thank you very much, Callum. It's time for a final break here on CTV News at 5. When we come back, though, we'll lean into this story.
I'm Brianne Foley in Halifax, where yoga is taking meditation to new heights. We'll have that story coming up tonight on CTV News at 5.
Mornings with Aaron and Peter. Join us all this week for the $1,000 Minute with Atlantic Superstore.
Celebrating 40 years and giving you $200 just for playing this week.
Welcome back. So Halifax Yoga would like you to hang around, literally. As CTV's Brianne Foley shows us, suspension yoga is a new way for participants to strike a pose.
Halifax Yoga Studio is cultivating the next generation of instructors through its teaching program.
People want to teach. They come for classes and they have such an amazing time and experience a lot of personal transformation and growth, and they want to give that back.
We want them to be capable of leading all these practices as well in their classes, to incorporate all these traditional practices during a regular 60-minute class.
And teach new ways to engage.
We do suspension yoga with the suspension slings. So it's a very strong class. It's a challenging class.
Being upside down, if you've never been upside down for the first time, it's a really good feeling. Your spine lengthens out, your body, like there's just that gravity takes over and it feels really good. It's pretty low to the ground. There's a mat underneath. So it's more accessible than people realize and a lot of fun.
It may take a moment to get into the swing of things, but it's important to go with the flow.
Usually after they try it, they are pretty impressed with their strength that they didn't know that they had, or like when you come into a suspension, if you've never been up or if you've never flown before, you're probably completely out of your comfort zone. You're doing things that your body is not used to. So they leave feeling very, very gratified.
And it's more than a workout.
It is a practice that is well-rounded in many ways, and if we just like focus on just the superficial part, we're missing on all of the benefits.
Whatever your level, there's a pose for everyone.
When I was a competitive gymnast, the world was a different place, so there was a lot of focus on female bodies and how we show up. But in a yoga space, you walk in and you see all different ages, all different body types, male, female, and you're showing up in a safe, professional place.
Brianne Foley, CTV News, Halifax.
Thank you, Brianne. And that looks like so much fun and wonderful stretching, too.
Got to feel so good after finishing one of those classes,
absolutely.
for sure.
You know what else feels good? When the sun is shining, Kaylin. I feel like we're going to take a little bit of a break from it.
Maybe today you got a little bit of outdoor yoga in. Tomorrow, it's going to be indoor yoga.
Okay, all right. Unless you want to do it in the rain.
Oh, is rain yoga a thing? It could be. Oh, maybe. But yeah, we have some wet weather that's moving in for Tuesday around the Maritimes, big low pressure system. In behind that, we are going to see some sunshine through the end of this week, though we're not out without a few more days with a chance of showers in the extended forecast. More on that at 6.
We'll see you and Todd at 6. I'll see you tomorrow. Have a great night, everyone. The national news is now.